Hi everybody, my name is Joe Guy and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. Sorry if you heard me move the microphone there, just getting it right. Everything must be perfect, goddammit. This is actually the beginning of a new session today. After the last time I sort of realised I had less time than I thought I did, and yeah, I stopped at that point. So we are going to, first things first, go to the war table, sort things out there, but after that we will proceed as intended with Disaster at the Deep Roads. I think I might do a roundhouse with the companions first though, just because I know I may have done that a couple times recently, but I think it might be worth doing again. Just, I don't know, like it's been long enough to be playing that I want to make sure I'm up to date with everybody. Plus, somebody gave me a clue. I talked about there potentially being another option for the Divine, and you know, yeah, this is debatedly a spoiler, but I'm actually kind of okay with this. It really comes on a case-by-case basis. Don't, generally speaking, give me advice on like what to do next or where to go. But this person just said, speak to your companions and an option may present itself, which I think is vague enough to be absolutely fine. It doesn't tell me anything really specific story-wise. But first of all, we have a couple of people. Here we go. My dearest Vivienne, you cannot imagine the scandal when 6 bags of Tevinter coin were found wrapped in the Blanchard coat of arms and nailed to the Chancellor's board in Val Royeaux. It will be talked of for months. It is disagreeable to think that a cousin of the Imperial family could be involved with this horrid Venatori. One hardly knows what to think. Your new friends produce the best entertainment. Right again, soon it's been too long since we had tea. You know, all this is interesting, don't really care about the reward. Lady Ambassador, the Chancellors in Val Fermin, have acquired simple rations to give freely to those displaced by war. Space is limited, but we do what we can to provide shelter. As the chant proclaims, and Eileen spoken to the masses, my heart is yours, my bread is yours, my life is yours. For all who walk on the sight of the Maker are one. Yep. And Mauvrin and his clan entered the Silent Plains intending to settle where no claims currently exist. They were exceptionally difficult to track once they left the Imperial Highway. We have no word on their current location. Okay, I think that's okay. Was Mauvrin the that Wildlander? Maybe, but wasn't that something up here? Ah, well, let's get a few more people on this stuff, shall we? Wow. Dorian has completed his research using the Liberalum and believes he has found a connection between Corypheus and an ancient magister named Sethius of House Amladaris. This will be difficult to prove and may be of limited use, but it's worth noting that, even the accusation that Corypheus and Sethius are the same person would be worthy of a scandal in Tevinter. One that the current members of that family might be desperate to avoid. Okay, so not Liliana for that one, I think, because I feel that feels kind of, gesture of goodwill, to such faith in people, which I just don't have. But, yep, blackmail them. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting moral conundrum. Do you know, I actually do kind of like Liliana for that one, but Liliana, there was a bunch of stuff that what Liliana specifically for. So what was it? Grand Cathedral in hopes of electing our new divine. One would hope this could be done peacefully. 2 mysterious deaths. Product of an assassin list, we don't want that. Yeah. Assassin for assassin, that feels important, so let's just get Liliana right on that. Support Cassandra, Alliance is getting things moving. Oh god damn it, this one again. Well, you're not participating anyway, so I think that's okay. Lord Pierre has not asked for our allegiance, but we respect to Rising Might. Lady Valise, Thibault speaks for investors and is interested in forward-thinking alliances. Okay. Yeah. So it's either Thibault, the forward-thinking ones, or ones that respect our might. I think we'll go for Josie on this one. Always trying to find something for Cullen to do, aren't we? His blunt force approach doesn't speak to me as, yeah, and that's in the game. So maybe let's stick you in Ferelden. I feel like we're more likely to find something for you around here, and as opposed to just mining coal. What's this? Lies and thoughts. Gibbs insults our name. I hated her in school. She pulled my hair. Ugh. Cullen's plan is just not deal with this at all. But there's not much. Ooh. Missive sent to Skyhold. I have tracked down the location of Lord Enzo and rather more Venatori than I was expecting. Shall we say goodbye to our troublesome friend? Outnumbered, my agents can create distraction. You can eliminate Enzo and the Venatori in the confusion. Involving ourselves in the assassination of an... yep. Distraction, obvious. Balls to it.
All right.
Venatori is Venatori no matter where they are, and I think that it's okay to take a stand on that. So let's leave our folks. I know I said last time about some potential mission options being open now that Morgan has joined us, and I hold to the fact that I think that would have been cool. I know I talked about this before, but just having towards the latter part of the game a new way to deal with a bunch of stuff, but then that would lead to a bunch of metagaming where people like don't do any missions until they get Morgan, then they do a bunch of them, which is fair if the rewards... honestly, I feel like the best rewards that the War Table has to offer is the story stuff and the chance to kind of make these interesting kind of mini story decisions. Oh shit, time after time. Don't want to find the hat again. Where am I going? Yes, I wanted to have a chat with people, so hopefully things have loaded in enough that I can chat with Varric. So, I'm looking primarily to talk about, you know, divine things, what they think of our current companions, and so on and so forth.
I can spare some time. What do you need?
So let's see. Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me?
Yeah.
I'm flattered. Thank
I think I did that last time, but let's try something
If
else.
you've got questions, I'm your dwarf. I've read your tale of... That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead. What can I do for you, your inquisitorialness? I'll tell you what I can.
Right, yeah.
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the Lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a Lyrium statue, anyway.
Indeed.
Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
For those of you primarily listening to audio, I just asked about Red Lyrium.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Well, we're going to go back there because there was an
Something
option
you
which
wanted to talk
you
about?
just disappeared
I
on
want
me,
to know
Varric.
more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
I've seen it infect people like a disease and turn them to Lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we don't really know what that shit can do to a person, and I don't want to find out.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite.
What we got, Varric? You're not exactly a scholar. Don't know why I expected. So, Steve Solis says anything. Hey, buddy.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Yeah, I don't really feel like this stuff is relevant right now. Do you have anything you to say about your journeys, though?
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Alright, let's see. Spirits.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I found an ancient spirit who had once been undisputed king of almost every land I had discovered.
Really?
Like pride or rage, it was the Fade's reflection of a feeling. When I asked which one it was, the spirit faltered. They've forgotten, said the spirit. There remains no word for what I was.
I think it is quite easy to forget who you are when you're in charge of so much. I think Markus has been susceptible to that every now and then as well.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found in the Gokari wilds a humble cottage far removed from any of the simple, chastened tribesmen.
Yeah?
The trees and weeds had not reclaimed the home, nor did the chastened dare to come and steal the trinkets still remaining.
Okay.
It was empty, long abandoned, but the world feared that she might return.
Yeah.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a young Canary working in a simple kitchen, baking bread as she was ordered every morning. In every loaf, she broke the rules. She'd take a pinch of sugar and fold it into the center, like a secret. And this act of small rebellion brought a shining smile across her face.
That's interesting.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
You have such a respect for the little things that make up people, their feelings and memories and stories, Solus, and yet are such a non-people person. 'Tis an interesting conundrum, so it is, so it is, so it is. Nice butt.
The Inquisitor's work is never done, I see.
That's enough. work for me.
I should go. As you wish.
You are the Inquisitor now. I just clipped me mic. Sorry about that, guys. What else? I mean, how are you doing?
A request has been made of you, Inquisitor.
Ah,
Here it is.
okay.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
I am able to pursue my duties with optimal efficiency, thanks to Skyhold's present state.
What?
As you were.
Yes,
Present
Inquisitor.
state. I think you said prison state. It's like, we are not a prison state, no matter what Orlais may say. Hello. Don't know why Orlais's bad-mouthing me. I just assume that if Ferelden or Orlais's gonna bad-mouth me, Ferelden's gonna stab me with an axe. I know it sounds difficult.
So Varric knew where the champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
That is some old news by your standards, Liliana.
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
Good. Maybe she'll just quietly ferret him away in general.
I'll leave you to your work.
Pun not intended, by the way. So that's it for up here, I think. Was there someone? No, I don't think so. Let's try and take a route that we don't normally take. Oh, Skyhold with as many twists and turns. I'll never get the hang of you. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Vivienne, where's your furniture? Wow, I literally blinked. She is a mage. Oh, hello. An actual cutscene.
My dear, I know you must have a great deal on your mind right now, but I need to speak with you.
Yes.
You know as well as I how far the Inquisition's influence has spread, and how desperate the Grand Clerics have become.
Okay.
Our opinion will be instrumental in their election of the new Divine.
Yeah. I mean, they've already asked this. So, what do you reckon?
What do you suggest?
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote, but our actions will certainly influence the Grand Clerics. To sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have grace, charm, and a will of solid steel. Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm curious as to your thoughts on Liliana, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm wondering... Alright.
What would your ideal divine do with her power?
The most important thing, of course, is the restoration of the Circles and the Templar Order. The institutions that have protected Thedas for ages must be rebuilt and the malcontents utterly crushed. We cannot allow anarchists to threaten the lives of the innocent. After we have restored sanity to the world, there will be time to address voices of dissent.
Yeah, well... I feel like they think this is their chance. So this is you, isn't it? Good. I've found them. I found them, guys.
Where can we find candidates outside of the Chantry? There must be someone other than Liliana or Cassandra.
The Chantry is already desperate. They would not look to unordained women if they had any choice.
Right.
You may have better luck searching the halls of the Imperial Court.
Huh.
There are many women serving the Empire who have the necessary presence and acumen.
Halls of the Imperial Court. Okay.
Liliana might be a better choice than Cassandra, don't you think?
No.
Liliana is a well-meaning fool. She will do irreparable harm to countless people in the name of freedom. She proposes to abolish the Circles with nothing but a solemn promise from mages not to murder children. When an angry mage lashes out inside a tower, villages aren't destroyed. The Circle protects us all. Mages will die and take ordinary men with them in a war that cannot be won. Consider carefully, Inquisitor. Everything we do is a sign from the Maker to those who seek one.
Do you know, I'm not satisfied with that. I am not satisfied with that. So let's backtrack just a bit. Where's this from? 35. Okay, like a minute ago. Oh, don't just be this. It is this one, isn't it? Okie dokie. Well, I'll be right back, guys. I just need to. I said what about Liliana, not as if that was a good idea. I want to continue the discussion. And I'm more than a little curious as to what she thinks. Yeah, I don't think it's something Markus would have actually said, so let's backtrack and pick something a bit more fitting and keep the conversation going that way, shall we? Back in a mo. Okay, we're back. Sorry if that was an uneven cut. I'm still experimenting with pausing the video on the fly, so it makes it much faster to edit. So yeah, let's do something new here. I'm just curious, and maybe this is trying to gain some more approval. Not that I feel like I'm lacking for approval with Vivienne. Yeah, but I'm curious as to her opinion on this.
They want Liliana and Cassandra as candidates.
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote,
Oh, there you
but
go.
our actions will certainly influence the Grand
Nothing
Clerics.
different.
To sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have grace, charm, and a will of solid steel. Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
Yeah, okay. We did all this stuff.
What would your ideal divine
So-
do with...
The most important, the institutions that we cannot allow anarchy. After we have restored sanity to the world, there will be time to address.
Where can we find candidates?
The Chantry is already dead. You may have better luck. There are many women serving the Empire who have the necessary presence and acumen.
So is either between this one or this one? I mean, I do agree. But I think the true one, I'd only really be saying... I forgot to quick save before this fucking conversation. The only reason I'd be saying this is just to say what she'd actually say. I think Vivienne's more of a power behind the throne kind of gal, you know? Plus, she's not religious. We're electing a political position here, but that person should be somebody with faith. I think she does have faith in the Maker, but she is not. She should be a head of a circle, which she was. And this needs some thought, so I'm just gonna say this.
I'll have to think carefully about this.
Don't worry, my dear. I have complete confidence that you will guide the clerics in the right direction. We will have to be very mindful of everything we do and say, for the Conclave certainly is doing the same. If they look to the Inquisition to provide a sign of the Maker's will, we will have to give them the right one.
Well, there you go. Support Vivienne operating. Okay, hang on. I may just eat my words here. Oh, we haven't spoken to Josephine yet, but just in case. Maybe I can speak to Vivienne more about it. Do you know what? I know what I just said. Vivienne's heart is in the right place. She'd manipulate the position for all it's worth, but I truly think that she wouldn't do it for personal power or glory. So you got support Vivienne. The Inquisition will have to provide any support for Vivienne as the Chantry's choice for the next quietly. Traditionally, the yeah. Or Cassandra, and it's exactly the same. I don't know anything about the way that Vivienne would be, Do I have to do this again? Do I have to pause and just say what she'd be like? Alright, let's go back and speak with Vivienne again. Because I think it's this way, right? Yes. Hoping the game will give me an option, because Cassandra really articulated her intent very well.
Inquisitor, what can I do for you, darling?
Hello. Nope. Hang on. We're back. Back. Fucking game. So that's 44. Yep, that's quick. So let's just go back to my freaking quick save. Alright, back in a mo. Jeez. Okay, we're back. Hi. Here's a question, game. Under what circumstances did you think I'd be ready to support Vivienne without even speaking to her about it? So what do you expect me to do? Look up a damn guide? No. Let's just see what she says here.
Actually, I think you fit the criteria perfectly, Vivienne.
Me? My dear Inquisitor, Thedas will never accept a mage as divine.
Huh.
A few words to the right people, and we can ensure no one objects to you taking the Sunburst throne.
You do have a point. And a modicum of talent for the game. If the clerics could be persuaded to consider me, and it's not impossible, I could hardly refuse now, could I? We will have to be very mindful of everything we do and say, for the Conclave certainly is doing the same. If they look to the Inquisition to provide a sign of the Maker's will, we will have to give them the right one.
Okay, well there you go. That was much better, wasn't it? I mean, suppose... no, I keep trying to give this game the benefit of the doubt with stuff like this, but that was annoying. Anyway, it's not a huge deal, but I hate it when a game forces you to like quick load like that or closes off avenues of conversation. But that was a good chance. Like I feel now that Vivienne's a real possibility. So now that it is between Cassandra and Vivienne, so let's think. Having Vivienne on the throne, she's a mage.
Yes?
I mean, wow, that alone could turn it about, but it's not. She's not a firebrand mage. She is. She's mean, is what she is. No, she is good-hearted. I know a lot of people don't like Vivienne, but she is definitely good-hearted. She has innocence in mind and a reasonable head on her shoulders. She's a little bit too into the way that things used to be. The idea that itself is perfect, and addressing the voices of dissent from that perspective would be better. And she is also mean. Like, we've seen the way that she reacts around people whose opinions she does not value. She has no time for them whatsoever, and that snobbery is a major detriment to her character. She's also not pious, and that, I think, bothers Markus somewhat. And also, we must forget this is weird to say, and is not really entering my thought process. If we let Vivienne take it, we get to keep Cassandra. I just can't see... I can't see me being able to continue anything with Cassandra for as long as, you know, she is divine, which would be forever. She'd be divine forever. And Cassandra, she doesn't have the... she has the willpower, and she has the will to invoke a change which, as far as I'm concerned, was right on the money. And I need to go back and watch my old episode to find out exactly what it is that she said that hit me so hard, because it was like perfect. But I think basically Vivienne represents a return to the status quo, but with more of an understanding voice for the mages in particular. But she's not an extremist at all, and that's certainly something. But neither is Cassandra. Both of them have that ticked. I don't know, Vivienne, I'm leaning more towards her now, not just because we get to kind of have that relationship with Cassandra, which, even if I made the decision entirely based on that, would be possessive and immoral and just not right in general. This is about what's good for the kingdom, and it's also about what Cassandra wants. Hi.
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Well, that's good.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
Ban Vigard of Ferelden is visiting. An honor, to be sure. Please show no alarm if you hear shouting in his quarters at night.
Okay.
Shouting?
His lordship spent a half a year with his lands under siege by Darkspawn during the Ferelden Blight. His wife informs me the Ban still sleeps rather poorly.
Per wife.
A pleasure.
Hi.
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
You know, having to kind of go in and out of the conversation trees like that without being able to explore the rest is a little annoying, but I think they're doing that. It kind of implicitly says we're, you know, you've got a while to go, potentially. Obviously, they don't know the exact time I have to go, but take your time with these conversations.
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
Okay. Ah. Have I asked about all this?
I was thinking of Cassandra.
Seeker Pentagast is a princess of the Kingdom of Nevarra, although that barely seems important to her.
This rings a bell.
She was not interested when I asked if we might make use of her royal relations. Still, the Inquisition would not have formed without Cassandra. She's an extraordinarily driven woman.
That's true.
What do you think of Vivienne?
We've met a few times before at court. She remains a truly accomplished player of the game. So long as her interests align with yours, Madame Vivienne will be a most valuable ally. Just do keep her on your good side, Inquisitor.
No shit.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
So... My cat's pawing about the room, by the way, if you hear any background noise. She might be about to poo in a box. We'll see. What the hell was I gonna say? Yeah. What was I going to say? Vivienne. Cassandra. I think I need to speak to Cassandra again. She didn't have much to say last time, but you never know. And I don't think I'll make that decision this episode, or this session even. I need to go do some combat in the deep roads.
Where's my Inquisitor?
Hi.
Something strange for you, Inquisitor. You're used to that by now, right?
Uh-huh. Bye. Do I?
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Here's how it goes. Bring me the rare stuff for enchanting or masterworks and prep it here, just like normal. Except it's not normal. It's manipulation of primal forces, and I'll make sure it goes just right. You'll see. They'll all see.
Yes. Glad you found your feet after everything, Dagna. Does not change the fact that you still weird my shit. How am I doing all of this stuff? Generation potion, all this stuff. I don't really care about you. I don't. There we go. There was something I was gonna say. I was speaking with Josephine and... Hello? Hello? Meow. Anyway. You see me leaning away from my microphone right now so that I can scratch a kitty's head. Oh god. Okay, yep, we're fine. Alright, Maya's woken from her nap basically and she's in a hyperactive mood. Which is fine, power to her. Mother Giselle.
Herald of Andraste.
I don't remember what I was going to say before when I was talking to
Farewell, revered
Josephine.
mother.
Farewell.
So we're just going to leave it.
Greetings, Inquisitor.
Hi.
I'd like to know more about you.
If you have questions, then ask.
Nope, apparently not.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
Do you know, I think it was something to do with the fact that there may be somebody else who has an opinion about the Divines, which I have not yet encountered. So we're gonna keep looking. Keep on keeping on. Next we shall speak to Cassandra. Then we stop by the pub, go to Blackwall. I saw a mission there when I did when I reloaded. It's called The Consequences of Blackwall's Lie. And maybe the consequences of my decision around that as well. Hey you.
The sight of you warms the heart.
Do you have any advice for me?
We must keep an eye on the College of Clerics. The moment they elect a divine, things could change quickly.
Okay.
That's enough for now.
We shall speak again soon.
Indeed. I guess I am leaning more towards Vivienne at the moment. I guess I worry with Vivienne that she would simply favor a return to the status quo. No, that's what I was going to say around Josephine. It is worth noting, Vivienne would be a divine who favored the status quo with a sympathetic ear towards the mages, particularly because she is a mage. It is worth noting that Divine Justinia was also not unsympathetic. Now, there's a couple things to note there. A, this whole situation has come about while she was divine. But also B, that the Conclave, a chance to meet on neutral ground and discuss between mages and Templars, was also a really good shot at actual peace organized by that divine, but which only went awry, or at least, you know, did actually go awry due to Corypheus. Without his influence in the murder of Divine Justinia, who knows how things could have gone.
In the rain of the light.
But it's worth noting that things were not perfect before Corypheus got involved.
Your worship?
Aye.
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
A few Orlesian nobles didn't like how things ended at the Winter Palace. They're not rebelling outright, but they've brought in mercenary companies in preparation.
I see.
The charges have a good reputation. If we go in, we can buy the companies out from underneath them. The nobles will lose the men they meant for causing trouble, and the Inquisition gets some fresh blood.
Okay, is that an operation?
I wanted to talk about you, if that's all right.
You know, I'm from Tevinter. Wasn't a slave, but even citizens have it rough if they're not mages.
Really?
I was a soldier, but women joined the ranks under a different program. When they found out I was passing, it got ugly. I ran, blackballed near the border, and ended up here.
Huh.
Not a life I'd wish on everyone, but it'll do.
Interesting.
What's Tevinter like for a citizen? Someone who isn't a slave or a mage.
I'm of the Separati, citizens who aren't mages. Mages are in charge and everyone knows it. But a wealthy merchant can have an easy life. At the low end, people just try to stay out of slavery. My father was a tailor. I joined the army after the Imperial slaves drove him under.
Interesting.
How did slaves drive your family out of business?
My father made shirts, aprons, that kind of thing. Nothing fancy. One of the magisters had a pet project to prevent the poor from dying of cold in the winter. Nice, right? He had Imperial slaves making simple peasant clothes and selling them for almost nothing.
Okay.
That magister's nice idea put out slave-made clothes at prices my father couldn't match.
Yeah, fair enough.
It sounds like the Magister was doing it out of kindness.
That's the worst part of Tevinter. People don't even realize they're taking away your living.
Right.
That magister wasn't a terrible person. He probably saved slaves from dying. My father sold himself into slavery. He's one of the Servus Publicus, the Imperium-owned slaves now.
I'm sorry.
Why did you decide to live as a man?
I didn't decide anything.
Is that what that
I've
means?
been like this my whole life. My parents wanted me to marry up. They tried to find me a nice merchant's son. Every day, put on a dress, look into my father's shaving mirror, and just hate myself.
Yeah. Pass. Is that a term? I've never heard that before in my entire life, but that might be like a Tamriel cultural... Tamriel, jeez. Ferelden is... Is it Ferelden? No, Ferelden is the country, and then there's Orlais, and then is it Tamriel? Because I think Cyrodiil is the Elder Scrolls one. Tamriel. We'll just go with Tamriel. I mean, this stuff is offensive, but I think that Markus is like kind of new to this, and like a lot of new stuff, approach it with curiosity and openness. And if you step over the line, just trust that the other person trusts in your good intentions, I suppose.
If you had the chance to use magic, would you change all the way?
What? No. I don't want any magic like that within 10 yards of my body. When I was younger. I don't know. Everyone has silly dreams. In Tevinter, dreams like that get you killed. Bull helped me make a good life. Nice armor and a well-placed sock, and I'm happy.
Well, you know, I mean, it could take a long time to get comfortable in your own skin, and if you are now, why would you change? I mean, unless there is that nagging unhappiness. You know, some people might be there and they think that because it's not physical, or because it wasn't born, it's still a lie, which I think is down to the individual to say, you know, as in down to the individual to decide what is going on with their body, and it is different every single way. We have a habit of lumping anybody in a given situation kind of into the same category, and especially stuff like this that is deeply personal. And you never know. You never know what's going to work for somebody.
How did your family react when you started?
My mother wanted to throw me out. She said if I didn't marry well, I was dooming the family to slavery. She was happy to take the money I set as a soldier, though. Not that it mattered in the end. My father. When I was little, he'd angle his mirror down so I could pretend to shave, just like him.
Really?
He never said anything, but I think he knew.
Nice.
You said you left Tevinter when they discovered your secret.
Women are allowed to serve, but only in certain ranks and disciplines. I was up for promotion, but the healer I'd bribed to sign off on my physical had to tend to a sick magister. When the replacement healer saw what was or wasn't in my paths, he made threats. It was slavery or death, so I knocked him out and ran.
Fair enough. Very nice. So it's not illegal, I'm guessing, but you trying to get up into ranks which was not for your sex to have.
It's against the law to pass as a man.
It's a crime to lie on an imperial application for service.
I see.
Would have been a heavy fine or slavery. For 10 silvers, the healer said he'd tell the Tribune I was sick in the head. Some pity for the mad little girl. That was when I hit him. I'd served for a few years. I was good at hitting.
I'm surprised you escaped from the Tevinter Imperium so easily.
It's not like I lived in Minrathous. I was in Trevis, not far from the Navarran border. It helped that I was being chased as a deserter, not a runaway slave. Slave hunters only get paid for what they catch. They're efficient bastards.
I see. Okay, well, thank you for that.
We'll talk later.
See, that's crazy. Like, that's another thing where recording has hurt me here, because whenever I go, like, whenever I click on an option, it's like, have I heard this before? And am I being boring? If it was just on my own, I wouldn't mind hearing the same stuff over and over again. But maybe you're in the same boat. Maybe you're like, you don't remember these conversations. And maybe you, even if I do hear them again, you wouldn't mind. Not that I've heard that one before. It's just that I may never have asked Krem about herself because I already thought that I had. Himself,
hey,
sorry.
You need me?
Tell me about Saharon. Okay.
Can you tell me more about Saharon?
What do you want to know?
Tell me about the Tevinter people you fought.
The Vince send forces to Saharan every autumn. Guess they didn't like the summer heat.
Vince.
We had some good fights on the beaches, standing in knee-high water foaming red with blood, ships on fire around us. The cities were worse. Free bit of advice. Don't let the Inquisition forces get suckered into urban combat.
Okay.
Why do you hate Tevinter forces so much? What makes them so bad?
It's not their armies. It's their spies. They bloodied Saharan year-round, killing loyalists, supporting rebels. Alam had no city administrator. Nobody would accept the position. The last 4 who held it died inside a year. Trying to conquer a country is one thing. Making it so nobody can live there, that just screws everyone.
Yeah.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
It's the true mark of, like, thorough world building. Just something so simple as the fact that Iron Bull calls Tevinter Vince. Like, it's just it's a colloquialism which you just wouldn't get otherwise.
This is the fanciest I've ever been.
Is this silk? My mother told me a story about silk once. I think I'm gonna cry.
Don't. It looks so good on you. You too, Voth. I can't wait for the next job.
Oh, bless him. It's not all sunshine and roses, this job.
Right.
Keep your friends close and safe, okay?
Inquisitor, this gear is the best. I never thought, well, will be worth it, I swear.
See? What did I tell you?
The heart of this operation, kid.
Are you sure? We all did.
And we spoke to Sarah pretty recently, but hi.
Back, yeah? Always good.
Nope. Okay.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again with your people.
Right, which ones?
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Thoughts? Sure. Not like yours, though. Put your way right up in there.
Yes, indeed I have. It's warm and soft and there are chairs. Vivienne.
What's your opinion of Vivienne?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
I think that's it. What about Cole?
What about Cole?
Don't give 2 squirts about him. He's still just a wrong thing.
Right, interesting. Let's hear it.
What about Dorian?
He's fun. Could lose a bit more to Vinter.
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
Maybe he should be divine.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
He makes me wonder about things. I mean, what do their women look like? Woof.
Any thoughts about Warden Blackwall?
Right. Warden. Good liar, that one.
Yeah.
Should give lessons. Suppose he kind of did. Soldiers do nasty shit. Still kind of like him, though. Proper sorry, him.
Yeah, he is proper sorry, and he's not the best liar in the world. You could always tell that something was up with him. He didn't let on anything about, but nobody could have ever guessed that, jeez.
What do you think about our spy master, ambassador, and commander?
No, not messing with Leliana. Pretty, but wow. Just bards, right? Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
Interesting, bye.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
You know, I heard that Sarah has the operation to betray the Inquisition because people didn't like her, so they added that in. God, I don't really... Hang on. Delivered. One cabinet suitable for a lady's curiosities. If resources should be spent on such things, Sir Morris. Eat it, Morris. Stuff needs a place. Stuffed banner circle, lizard scratched out, rough and weird, Hala fake, real ones stink, cards, little worlds, goblet, fancy cup, cup, shit, goblet, bottle, warden, strong bottle, Devinder, piss weak, stupid sword, there's a small bloodstain, silk bolts, not arrow bolts, soft make something, griffin, warden, heavy, her mask, big head, his mask, tight face, delonchette, corset lacing, snip boing floppity. A doodle of a googly-eyed face with a peculiar mustache. That's not a face! I think that minstrel Maridin is chatting me up. The song is creepy. Religious book has worked for Lord Inquisitor. Read it, scratched out, bored. Get Giselle to explain it. Scratched out, bored. Sit in garden and think about it. Scratched out, bored. Drink to Andraste. Saving the world soon? Weird. I will kick Criffy Tit in every ball he has. There you go. Sarah obviously trying to get on board with the religious aspects of things, but not for her, nor what I expected to be. How could you not like Sarah? I mean, yeah, she's loud and obnoxious and weird, but seriously? Weird? That turns gamers off?
Long day.
Shite, he's wrong. Dead-eyed crazy shite. I called him a him. Is he alive? Is everything alive? Shite, I hate raisins.
Yep, okay, good. Another movie reference I don't get.
I'll talk to you later.
If you like.
Bye. And to clarify, by turned on, I'm not... Isn't she gay? I thought I heard that Sarah was only into the women folk, like women player characters. But either way, the point is not to be attracted to her, but just enjoy having her around. She's a welcome splash of color. And yes, okay, from a role-playing perspective, I can see people just going, we don't need her kind here, but I frankly... Well, and I think Marcus would disagree. Sarah represents nobody. Nobody is like Sarah, but she fights for a particular brand of people, which could very easily be forgotten about. Sarah helps you remember that it is not always easy to empathize with people who are on the very bottom, especially when you're dealing with the big picture day in, day out. So Sarah always fighting that corner, and needs to be here, I think.
At your service.
You don't have that. You don't have the you don't have that in government. Ministry of the oh god, I hate the term common folk. I really do. Ministry of the poor. You know, somebody whose job it is to be poor. Because who would want it? Who would want it? But I do think that, I don't know, like, as human beings, we have tried... by the way, I'm aware this is a long episode, by the way, we're almost done. As humans, we've tried for so long to construct governments and ways of running society which work for as many people as possible. And the whole idea that we can't do it is starting to surface here and there. Because I mean, you've got dictatorships which fail for obvious reasons, monarchies which fail for obvious reasons, but then you've got things like democracies which are failing because they're pretty much dictatorships because people just lie. And it becomes about playing this game and not about if your ideas are actually good or if you can run a country. Somebody is more likely to get elected to office because they are likable than because they know how to run a country. We don't even ask for a potential prime minister's CV. Why would we? We've only one voice in many, and we can't be expected to do the research which is required to make the most sound choice because we have our own lives. So point is, most societies are built on kind of a house of cards, and the idea that somebody whose job it is to be able to realize certain elements of society's perspective, poor, rich, businessman, merchant, so on and so forth, and that opinion being fed into the government could actually be quite valuable, something which could actually work. I think as humans we can actually create a society which works, but we need to acknowledge our flaws, and it needs to not be person-centric, because one of our big flaws is that we trust people who are likable as opposed to that they're right. It's just human condition. I'm not holding it against anybody, but we've built our world on shit like this. It's a very strange time. So it is.
Is there anything I should know?
My senior officers report that the soldiers are in good spirits. Having the Imperial Army as an ally has bolstered their confidence. The Orlesian military is highly regarded. Of course, I'd wager our own recruits are equal to any chevalier.
Yes, no you would. Alright. What's this?
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
How do you like working with Leliana?
Leliana is a good woman. I do not question her dedication.
But?
At times I wonder how far she would go to ensure success. To be fair, she questions my approach to matters as well.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our soldiers handled themselves well during the siege on Adamant. They reacted quickly to changes on the battlefield. More importantly, they relied on each other. Trust in your fellow soldiers is not something that can be trained.
Indeed.
I should let you get back to work.
Such is a cause. And would we have that cause without adversity? If we had no adversity, would people create it? Is that inbuilt in our systems as well? I wonder if, well, I think this is not the case, but wouldn't it be cool if your forces got better the more jobs you sent Cullen on, and the types of jobs that you sent Cullen on? There's some background thing which said, like, how well your individual teams performed at each task you sent them on the war table, and that kind of, you know, your spies would get better, your negotiations would get better, and that would have some plot thing going on towards the end. I don't think it would fit in this game because it's already got too much going on, but just as an idea, that'd be cool.
The war in Olay has claimed too many lives. I pray that it's over for good.
Is there anything you actually know about the Wardens, or did you make it all up?
I made very little up. I also feared you knew enough to contradict me. Warden Blackwall told me a bit before my initiation, but it is a secretive order. Not even the most senior Wardens know all there is to know.
Now we know why you were never worried about Corypheus's calling.
Yes. I have none of the Warden's abilities and none of the drawbacks. Still, I would have fought through the darkest pits of the deep roads like any true Warden. There's more to it than being able to sense darkspawn. Warden Blackwall would have agreed.
You do?
You have a lot of respect for the Wardens.
They take all men, from the most noble to the most despicable, and make them equals. I needed to believe something like that was possible.
Why did Blackwall want to recruit you?
He never told me. I don't know what he saw that day besides some wreck starting a bar fight. That night, I taught some village militia a painful lesson about harassing the tavern girl. Didn't know I had an audience.
Well, fighting for what's right. Really, Blackwall? Like, I know you're a little slow, but that seems like a no-brainer to me. It's a noble act.
I can see why the Warden was impressed.
You're assuming my intentions were noble. Told the girl to keep the wine coming. She couldn't, not with those louts bothering her. Something had to be done.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll continue this another time.
Maybe solve that bullshit. I think you're too quick to believe the worst about yourself, Blackwall. We all know somebody like that. Oh. God, I don't care about this. If you want me to read that, then tell me in the comments that I should go back and read it in post, and I will. I totally will, but this episode is now 50 minutes long by my count. I think that is more than enough. In the next, in today's episode, we war-tabled and we spoke to people and we did stuff, and that's all fine and dandy. I think you'll find that next time we're gonna travel somewhere. Back to the war table. So, in the meantime, look where I found myself. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you then.